Hey, my name is Woody. I'm a music producer, artist, engineer, mixer. I do all things music. And I have a new album called Chrysalis coming out on September 12th. It's a bit different than what you're used to. I released an album called Love Life about 6 months ago, and it's completely different. I hope you enjoy it. Growing up, I've always been into music. My dad played the guitar and sings, and he has a very unique voice. It's not great. It's kind of like Bob Dylan. So I used to go to sleep at night, and he would be playing the guitar in the other room and singing. So music has been prevalent in my life throughout. I remember at one point I had a drum set and a bed in my room, and that was all that I could fit. And so I never really took a lesson. I always taught myself. I had a guitar, and then I got rid of the guitar, and then I had a drum set. I got rid of the drum set, and I got another guitar. And I started playing piano when I was about 13 years old. My sister was taking lessons, and I just would watch her take lessons and kind of picked up on it and would just tinker around. So I pretty much taught myself how to play all the instruments. After high school, I went to a junior college where I couldn't stand taking GE classes, so I took a couple music classes, and I ended up dropping out and going to recording school and just learned how to record music and engineer and mix. And the whole time I was still focusing on production. So I moved down to Los Angeles when I was about, I shouldn't say my age. So I'm originally from Northern California. And when I was living up there before I moved to Los Angeles, I would play in bands and produce music, and I had my own little studio up there. And it was out at a farm, and we used to call the studio the farm. There always used to be mice like rummaging through the garbage cans and stuff when I was trying to make beats and record music. And I knew that it was bigger than what I thought it was, or actually it was what I thought it was, when I was in the studio making beats one day. And I got a text message from Shaw Money XL, who at the time was 50's manager, and he was A&R in 50 Cent's next project, which I think was The Massacre. And he texted me and he said, "Yo, I listened to your stuff and I really like it, and I'm gonna show 50 some beats, you know." And that just kind of struck me as, damn, you know, here I am sitting in a barn making beats, and you know, 50 Cent is gonna be hearing my stuff. So that kind of opened my mind up to wanting to move on to do something bigger, and I saw the bigger picture at that point. So I got my stuff together, quit my band, just kind of left everything up there and moved to Los Angeles to pursue my dreams. So moved to Los Angeles to pursue music, and when I first got down to LA, I was working doing valet and working part-time at a restaurant to get by. And I was down here for about 3 months, and I started interning at a studio called The Record Plant. And it was crazy working at Record Plant because all the big celebrities would come through. I remember, you know, seeing like Jay-Z, Kanye West, all these, you know, Pharrell would always be there. Big time people, Quincy Jones, just everybody used to come through there. And that's pretty much where I earned my stripes in music. It was just, you know, interning there, working there, and seeing how everybody works. So there's actually a cool story about Record Plant. I don't even think I've told anybody this, but I remember when I first started there, it was pretty hectic. I had to work nights, and I had to drive around and clean bathrooms and do ridiculous stuff. But I remember I was in the kitchen one time, and I was washing apples, and Kanye West walked in, and I was just sitting there washing apples, and it was kind of a surreal moment because I look up to him so much, and it was just like, damn, Kanye West is in here. And I looked down at the apple, and there's a Woody from Toy Story sticker on the apple. And I took it off and I put it in my car, so every time I got in my car to run an errand, I would stare up at the Woody sticker that I saw on the apple, and which is crazy because I ended up making my first song with Charles was Toy Story. So it was just kind of a weird out there moment. So interning at record plant, that's where I met Charles Hamilton. I didn't really know who he was at the time. He was just there recording, and he had just got to deal with Interscope, so they flew him to LA. He was recording, and I was just an intern cleaning up and getting everybody food and stuff. And he always used to leave the studio and go out for walks, you know, with his headphones on. And I just started chopping it up with him one day, and just like, hey, what's up, man? And we just kind of started hanging out and taking walks and, you know, doing whatever, just getting to know each other before I even really knew who he was. He was just a cool dude. And so I found out, you know, he was signed to Interscope and he was doing music, and I heard some of his music and it was crazy. And it was just, we just kind of hit it off. So I said, yo, man, are you looking for any production for what you're working on? And he said, yeah, always. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna get you a CD. So I give him a CD, and I didn't hear anything from him for 2 weeks. And so I was just like, okay, he doesn't like my music, or he's, you know, on some other stuff, or whatever it was. And he was walking through the lobby one day, and my friend that I was working with there, my friend Jason, he was playing some of my beats at the front desk. And Charles walked by and he said, what is that? And my friend Jason was like, oh, this is Woody stuff, you didn't hear it? And he was like, oh my God, this is Woody stuff? He's like, he didn't even listen to the CD that I gave him. He was just in Charles land. And so the beat that he heard actually turned out to be Toy Story. And he recorded it that night. And from there, the rest is history. Hey, this is Woody. My album Chrysalis comes out on September 12th. Make sure you check out AtkboyEnt.com for more information. And you can follow me on Twitter @Woody's Produce.